Hi everyone. Well, let's just wait for a few people to join. I can see you're all joining at the moment. So I'm just playing a bit of background music until we get a few people to join. Hello Amy, hello. Today we're going to be doing alumni and apprenticeships, so we'll have general questions for apprenticeships, and then we will be joined by one of our alumni, Samah. So, wow, there's so many of you joining. Anybody that's currently just joining, feel free to comment below. Oh, Amy, that's such a lovely comment. Thank you. Right, we'll just wait until a few more people join. So, as I said, if you've just joined, please feel free to comment if you've got any questions below. Today we will be addressing apprenticeship questions and speaking to one of our alumni. So, feel free to comment below or drop us a DM. Wow, there's so many of you. Guys, if you did miss out open days, because they were last week, you did miss out, but don't panic because we've got you covered. You can hop on over to our YouTube and all of our Dartford videos will be there, and all of our Gravesend videos will be there, and each video has all the information about each subject area, so definitely check them out. And obviously feel free to call us if you've got any more questions before obviously you want to apply. But I will be giving you the more details soon. So, wow, there's so many of you. So as I said, we will be joined by Samah soon. We're just going to address some apprenticeship questions first. If you have any questions yourself, then feel free to put them in the comments below, and then obviously you can either DM me as well. That's absolutely fine. Right, so let's pause this and we'll get started. So, thank you for joining us today, everyone. I just want to let you know how the format is going to run today. We will be addressing some general FAQs around apprenticeships. We will then move on to talking to Samah, who's our alumni, and she studied business here, but I'll kind of let her introduce herself in a bit. If you do have any questions throughout, feel free to pop them in the comments below. You can also give us a DM, or you can call us on 01322 629 400. So feel free to do that. If you're not sure of what you want to do when you leave college, then feel free to obviously give us a call, and we also have a careers team which are amazing, and they're also on hand to help. So we have the careers team email, which is careers@northkent.ac.uk as well. And I did mention earlier, if you did miss our open days, then don't worry, because you can hop on over to our YouTube channel and all of our lovely pre-recorded videos are there for you to view. So Gravesend and Dartford's, they're all there, so don't worry. And then obviously if you've watched them and you still aren't sure of what you want to do, give us a ring, email careers, and it's all good. So let's go. I just want to give you guys a little bit of background on the college if you're not too sure about what we're about. We are obviously a further and higher education college. We have two campuses, one in Dartford and one in Gravesend. Dartford's based on Oakfield Lane, and Gravesend is also based on Lower Higham Road. So we've got them two campuses. We're a further and higher education college. And I do want to mention also that our applications are now open, so you are able to go and apply now if you know exactly what you want to do. So you don't need to watch the videos on YouTube, you don't need to call us. If you know exactly what you want to do, then hop over to our website and you can apply now. I can see that Summer, she's sent a request in now. Brilliant. So I'll get her on in a few minutes. So we're just going to go through some apprenticeship questions. I have got some already that's been sent in. So I'm just going to obviously address them. If you've got any more, then feel free to comment below. So the first one, and I can imagine this is kind of a very popular one with a lot of people, is how do I get an apprenticeship? So it's quite easy actually. All you need to do is hop onto the internet. You can go onto the Gov website, Gov Apprenticeships website, and you're able to search by the job type, the location and the level. So you can really kind of get what you're after in terms of what apprenticeship. The location might be a big thing for you might want it really close to home, so you've got all that options there to do. We've also got apprenticeship vacancies on our website as well, so we've got quite a few on at the moment, so feel free to go over onto the website. It's www.northkent.ac.uk/apprenticeships/apprenticeship opportunities, so you can head over there. So that's kind of how you can find an apprenticeship. There is another way, but I'm going to leave that until the end. So the next question is, what should you do if you can't find an apprenticeship? And personally, this is how I would generally tell you as well. You should just start a course. Start a course. If you are struggling to find that apprenticeship and time is wasting away, then just apply for the course that you would be interested in studying. And applications are open now, so feel free to jump over onto the website. You can also click the link as well, so go on to there. And yeah, so feel free to do that. If you, for example, have employers often want apprentices with like some previous experience, so I would 100%, if you can't find an apprenticeship or you're going to interviews and you're struggling to make that final cut, then jump on to a course at college and study that for a year or two, and then try again. So that's the exact thing that happened to me. I left school, I really wanted to do a business admin apprenticeship, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get one. So I highly recommend going to college, taking that 1 or 2 years out, getting the skills and knowledge that you need to then give you that extra pizzazz in a way. And when you go to the interview, you can say that you have now got this skills and knowledge behind you, and that will make you really stand out. So that's what I would advise if you are unable to find an apprenticeship. Obviously apply for a course. Entry requirements, they do differ slightly, but you can find the entry requirements on our website. So that's www.northkent.ac.uk/courses/apprenticeships, and there is tons of more information about apprenticeships on there as well, so definitely head on over there and have a look at that. In terms of English and maths, certainly for a level 3 you will need a grade 4 in maths and English. Level 2 entry requirements do differ depending on the apprenticeship. So just have a look on the website and it will tell you specifically what it will require, and so will the job vacancy as well. It will obviously specify that as well. Other questions. A lot of people wonder how much time they will spend at work and at college, because obviously an apprenticeship is you go to work and then usually your employer must allow about 20% of you to study, paid still, So you will work and then you'll get usually a day release to college, and that's where you're able to then study what you'd like, whether that be business, catering. We've got tons and tons of different apprenticeships. So definitely have a look on the apprenticeship website, and all of the information will be on there for you. The last one is what I kind of mentioned earlier. So there is a different way of how you can find an apprenticeship. You don't necessarily have to go online and try and find somewhere. If you have friends or family that have their own company, that have their own business, and they're willing to take you on, then please let them get in touch with us. So our apprenticeship team will be happy to help, because obviously we need to make sure that you reach the entry requirements, and the job is able to give you the skills that you need to qualify. So we obviously need to do some checks on our end. So please make sure that if you have a friend or family and they're willing to take you on, then just get in touch. Just get in touch with us and we'll be able to obviously sort that out for you. If you have just joined, thank you for joining. Feel free to pop comments below. We will be talking very, very soon with Summer about her experience at college. All I'm going to say is that she was a business student, and I'm going to kind of let her introduce herself. But I do want to just mention, if you have just joined, feel free to comment below. Feel free to give us a DM if you've got any questions or queries. You are able to contact our careers team on careers@northkent.ac.uk. You can give us a call on 01322 629 400. And applications are now open. So you can head over to the link in the bio and obviously have a look at that as well. Okay? So the moment has come where I'd like to introduce Summer. So I'm going to just quickly add her in. Hopefully she's ready. So we're just waiting for her. Oh, it's connecting. She's there. Hi!
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Really good. The lighting's great, so don't worry. You're fine. You're fine. I can see you, hear you. Tick, tick. Lovely. So how have you been?
I'm good. My first day of annual leave, so I'm literally just loving it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's really good. Right, so did you kind of want to introduce yourself and obviously just say who you are and what you kind of did at the college and what you're doing now as well, which is the big thing, I think, that people kind of really know.
Okay, so hi guys. I am Summer and I was a business student at North Kent College. So I joined college in 2017 and I left in 2019. So I left last year. And now I am an apprentice working for Coca-Cola, which is literally like amazing. It's honestly, I love going to work. And I think everything that I did at college to now in my apprenticeship, it's helped so much to get to where I am. And working at Coke is literally like my dream job. I love it to bits.
Perfect. That was such a lovely introduction. That was so good. Okay, so let's ask you some questions. Let's start with obviously what college was like, what you enjoyed there, and we'll kind of move on from there and speak about your journey basically. So you obviously mentioned you studied business. What level was that? Level?
It was level 3.
Oh wow.
So it was a level 3 BTEC extended diploma, so it was like split over the 2 years. And that was literally, I think it was like 18 units, and you do sort of 9 in the first year, 9 in the second year, so it's 3 per term.
Okay, lovely. Could you kind of tell us about what kind of units that you really enjoyed in a sense? Is there any that really stuck out for you that have kind of helped you get to where you are now?
Defo project management. I think that's one that I did at college, where we planned a whole project, which is basically planning parents' evening. And now everything I learned in that and all the stuff that I did, like things like a Gantt chart, I use that now in my day-to-day job when I'm planning a project, and even like a project plan, and just having like project management tools as the project manager when you're leading a project. That's what I learned in college, and I didn't think it would have been that like useful now in my actual career. Like when you're in college, you're sort of just getting on with your assignments and your modules, and you don't realize how much everything you learn is actually going to impact like your future, especially your career. So that's one of my favourites.
Oh, that's really good. That's really, really good. Okay, lovely. So obviously, well, I think one of the big things is why you kind of chose to come to college instead of staying on at sixth form. Was there anything in particular? And obviously, why kind of North Kent instead of any other college, maybe?
So I actually did a year at sixth form, straight
In.
after school, and then I didn't like my A levels that I chose. I think I just sort of went to sixth form because everyone else was going to sixth form, and I was like, oh yeah, it's just like the easiest thing to do for myself. And I stayed at the same school that I did my GCSEs in, so it was just sort of like easy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like my A levels, so then probably like a couple months before my exams, I was thinking, right, I'm really not enjoying this. I kind of want to drop out, but I didn't want to just leave everything. I didn't want to just drop out and do nothing. So I started researching like college, and I started thinking about, okay, well, if I was to go to college, what would I do? And I chose to do business because my brother actually did it. So I had seen him go to North Kent, and he studied at the Gravesend campus, and like he would always tell me about his assignments and all his modules that he was doing and all of his coursework, and that's what I was really good at, coursework. I didn't like exams, so I think that's one reason why I didn't like sixth form, just purely because of the exams. So then when I was looking at college, my course was 100% coursework based, and it was all assignments. And I just thought for my work, like how I work, doing coursework would have just been the better option.
Oh, that's really good. That's really, really good. Perfect. So is there anything that you could obviously you mentioned about your project management, and that's really helped you get to where you are now. But is there any other things like maybe your top three moments at college? And it could literally be anything. It could be about friends. It doesn't have to be about the actual course. It could just be in completely general.
Probably like the best thing for me, if I'm being honest, was just coming in 3 days a week. I just found that fit around like what I was just trying to do so well, because I would work part-time. So when you're in school, when you're in sixth form, you're sort of there 5 days a week, whereas with college you get so much more flexibility. And I think them 2 days just to have off, and I would use them to do my assignments, of course, but I would also go to work in the evening. And then also like the days I was at college, like my timetable was great. I would do like 1 4 o'clock finish, 1 3 o'clock, and then 1 12 o'clock. So that 12 o'clock was literally like a half day. So I would go to work as well once I was done with college. So I think the way college is planned out was one of my favourite things. On top of that, I think just coming to college in general, it wasn't like something that I disliked, because I'd come and see my friends, like you'd be in class and stuff, and it was a lot more chilled. And I think I came from sixth form, and coming into college, I've realised how much more chilled college is. They're not as, you know, just teachers aren't just constantly on your back, just saying like, what you're doing, where's this, where's that. College is very much independent, and you get out what you put in. And I think with your assignments, if you're putting in that work, and if you're using your 2 days, and if you're sort of using your time wisely, you'll leave with really good grades. And probably another thing was seeing my friends. I think that's one thing that I miss now. Like I work full time, I don't really get to see my friends like at work, see them outside of work. So coming to college and getting to spend time with them, going out for lunch and stuff, and then being back in lessons and just having that like time in college with your friends is really good. Like honestly, I miss that so much.
Yeah, that is the thing about working full time. You've really got to find that balance now, haven't you?
Yeah.
It will come. It will come. You will find that balance soon. So don't worry. That's really good. That's lovely. So obviously you did touch on how the project management course in particular has helped you. Is there any other elements of coming to college that has helped you maybe get into the career that you are now? Obviously, maybe tell us a little bit more exactly what you're doing at Coca-Cola, and how the skills and knowledge that you gained during your course at North Kent has helped you get to obviously your actual career, basically what you're doing now.
I'd probably say like one of the main things is like coming to college on time, and I think that's really helped me to like be on time at work, because I was never late during college. And even like if I was to go out for lunch, I'd always make sure like, okay, we've got to be back in time for lesson. Like you don't want to register and like if it affecting your attendance. And just having that mindset from the beginning, now when I'm at work, like I don't turn up to work late. Like I think it's so important to make sure that you're punctual and that you are on time. And on top of that, little things like putting all your work like on the correct deadline and like submitting it when it's due. Like when I'm at work, if I've got a task to do, I'll make sure I'll get it done for when it has to be done. I won't like be like 2 days later, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've not even started it yet. I'd always prioritize. And I think just prioritizing. So when I was at college, if I found one type of unit a little bit easier than the other, I would probably like sort of leave that to the end and think, okay, let me work on these two and then come back to that and make sure I've worked in a way which I find better for myself. And then when I'm at work, I'll prioritize my tasks and I'll be like, okay, well, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, and I'll work what works best for me. But at the moment, I'm in a department called QESH, which is Quality, Environmental, Health and Safety. So I'm doing a lot around environment, and obviously I work for Coca-Cola. I work in supply chain, so we are a factory and we do produce drinks. So making sure like stuff like your water levels and your environment and like your waste, and electricity, stuff like that, which not many people think of when they're drinking a can of Coke, but it's so important when you are at work measuring all of that. So I've got a couple of projects just happening, just testing for stuff like that and seeing if we can make small improvements. And then obviously, like I said, everything I did in project management, like my Gantt chart, I've got all my work on a memory stick and I literally put it into my work laptop. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. And like, the project, I thought, instead of me Googling it, I've done assignments on it, I've done coursework, I got a distinction in that unit. So I was like, I might as well just use what I've done already. It's in my own words. I kind of understand what I'm reading and use it at work. So that's definitely a couple of things that have helped me from college now.
Definitely, that's a lot. So just pulling some points out there, you've been able to prioritize your workload, you've done time management skills, I'm sure your communication skills are on point as well. I mean, we've been emailing and it's been great, so you've definitely got that skill down. And there's just so many skills that I'm hearing you say, and it's all coming from your experience at college. It's now that you're doing at your work, which is just amazing to hear, really. That's really, really good. So the last question I want to know is kind of what's next for you. Have you kind of got to where you want to at the moment? I'm sure you haven't. I'm sure there's lots more that you want to achieve. But is there a goal at the moment?
I think so. So I started my apprenticeship in September last year. So it's just come up to like a year of me being at Coke, and I've still got about 8 months to go. And I think for me, it's just achieving a permanent role at the end of it, and just sort of getting my foot in the door and then just working towards like a leadership role. Like I would love to be in a leadership role in the next 5 years. So that's like a personal target that I've given myself, that I just want to be in some sort of leadership role in the next 5 years. So I think the way I'm working at the moment, it's going in a good direction, but it's obviously hard to tell because with my apprenticeship, you're not confirmed a job role. It is very much based on like the employer and what they think of you and what jobs there are available. So I think just working the way I am, that's one of my targets. So I just do want to be in a leadership role.
Yeah.
And a couple other things. So at work, I'm a finalist for an apprenticeship award, which is a huge achievement. I never would have thought so early on in my career that I would have been recognised for my hard work, and now for a whole external company. So it's an apprenticeship award in partnership with Pearson, and I'm a finalist for. So that's like a huge achievement. And then the awards, sort of the winners, are revealed in the next few weeks. So that's just a personal achievement that I've achieved at work, that I can just literally have in my own personal CV to think to myself, oh my God, year of full-time working and I'm a finalist for an apprenticeship award. So yeah, there are a couple of things that are really good about working.
Yeah, that's really amazing. So how did that come about? Did obviously Coca-Cola put you forward for that?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So nominated, it literally feels like years ago, but it was in July. It was literally just as soon as I stopped working from home, came back to work, and then the opportunity was there to nominate apprentices and stuff. I got put forward, and then you had to do like a whole application. And then the finalists got shortlisted a couple months ago. And then November the 11th is when everything gets, like the winners get sort of revealed. But it was meant to be like a whole event up in Birmingham, but obviously due to COVID, it's sort of been cancelled.
Yeah.
It's all going to be live streamed on YouTube. But me and my family are just super excited. We're going to have it on YouTube. We're going to have like a takeaway. Like just I think getting this far is such an achievement. And whether it comes or not, knowing that I've got this far, I've been recognised, I've been chosen out of so many numbers as a finalist, is something that I'm super proud of.
Yeah, you definitely should be super proud. It's a really, really great achievement. So well done. Congratulations. You're welcome. So that's all my questions. Apart from if you kind of wanted to say anything else, I mean, we might have loads of year 11s that are watching us right now that aren't entirely sure of what they want to do when they leave school, let alone if they want to come to college or sixth form, or if they know that they want to come to college and study business, for example. There's people at all different levels that aren't entirely sure of what they wanted to do. So kind of what would your advice to be to a year 11 that's maybe thinking about coming to college but it's not kind of sure?
I think just like doing your research, I think it's really important to explore all the options that are there. So for me, when I was in year 11, no one really spoke to me about college. Like nobody really, like, college wasn't really in the picture. It was always, a lot of the teachers at school were always like sixth form, you're going to get into university if you go to sixth form, like do your A levels. And actually, when you research, you can get to university if you come to college. You know, if you get UCAS points, you can get to uni. And I think that's one thing that people literally don't know. Like, I didn't know myself. I thought, if I'm going to go to like it's a BTEC, how am I going to get to uni? But because at the time in my first year of college, I did want to go to uni. And then when I was there, I was like, actually, no, it's all based around UCAS points. Whether you're doing an A level, whether you're doing a BTEC, whether you're doing like a CTEC or whatever, you can actually get to uni. So I think if everyone just sort of researches what they want to do, or some people aren't even sure, so just research something that sounds like it would be of interest to you and something that you're actually motivated to do. Because I went to sixth form just for the sake of it, and I dropped out after a year and I came to college. But I learned from me going to sixth form, I learned, okay, well, this was not good for me and this is what was good for me. And it was like a whole learning curve. But in essence, when I look at it, I like sort of wasted a year at sixth form when I could have gone straight to college, done my 2 years of college and sort of been on the same level as all of my friends. So I was in college and my friends were going into the first year of uni. And it doesn't really, not everyone works at different places, but for myself, if I had done that research and if I looked at college courses and looked at entry requirements for universities and stuff and thought, oh, okay, even with apprenticeships, you can get into an apprenticeship with a BTEC, like just like I have. And, you know, even like big firms like Coca-Cola, they don't necessarily look at grades as a must. Like they look more about your behaviours and your skills. So I think just doing your research and also just practicing little things like interview tips and like your confidence and talking. And I remember when I was in business, we did practice interviews over 2 days, and it was me, college lecturer Tanya, and somebody external that she knew who was just sort of interviewing us. And that really put me in the mode of, oh my god, interviews aren't easy, they are actually kind of difficult. And I was there like, oh my god, even though it was practice and even though there was no job at the end of it, it was actually really good experience. So I think if people can do your research and just practice little things like your confidence and your speaking and like interview tips and, you know, little things like that, I think they do really benefit your future.
Definitely. I think research, I completely agree with you on that one. If you don't do your research, then you just won't know. And how you're expected to know. Because obviously if you're surrounded by people that, for example, that are all going to sixth form, they've done their research about going to sixth form.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, well, let's just do that. You don't know what the options, all the amazing other options that you've got out there as well. So yeah, definitely research. That's very, very key. I agree. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today, Summer. It's been amazing to have you. I've really been inspired by what you've been saying as well. So what everybody else has as well. So enjoy your annual leave and have a lovely week off. Is it a week you're having off?
Yeah. Week off.
Enjoy your week and enjoy.
I will. Thank you for having me.
See ya. Bye. Oh, that was lovely. Well, I hope you've all really enjoyed Summer's speech. She was really informative. She took some really amazing keywords out there about how she's obviously gained time management skills, prioritising her workload at work. And this was all learned at college and how she's transferred it over to her work position now at Coca-Cola. And there is more information on Summer and her journey on our website. We did a whole news piece about her because she deserves it. She was amazing, such an inspiration. But just to quickly finish, I want to let everybody know, if you have just joined us or you've been watching for the duration, then obviously thank you. If you've missed our open days, then don't worry, because we have you covered. You can hop on over to our YouTube channel. It's got all of our pre-recorded amazing subject area videos over there. Dartford and Gravesend, so you'll have all the subject areas. We've also got fantastic generic information, such as student finance. We've got careers advice, we've got apprenticeships, industry placements, English and maths. We've got tons and tons and tons of amazing information for you. So please head on over to our YouTube and take a look at them. Once you've had a look, I highly advise, obviously, giving us a ring if you've got any more questions. You can contact our careers team, which is careers@northkent.ac.uk. You can also, if you are interested in an apprenticeship and you kind of need a little bit more support, then feel free to email apprentices@northkent.ac.uk. So that's for you as well. So yeah, and applications are now open. Yay! So head on over there. If you already know what you want to do and you've got your heart set on the course, then feel free to apply now. So thank you guys for listening. We've got tons and tons of events, virtual events, obviously, in the pipelines. So feel free to follow us on socials. We've got Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and you can get all the updates there. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. And hopefully I'll see you next September when you've enrolled with us. Thanks, everyone. Bye.